so we're gonna be going, we're turning right. It looks like we got this big vehicle. Do we have any pedestrians in our way? And there's one. Oh, good job on getting some traction on that front tire. You gonna rescue Ryder? Is he good? Hey, somebody fell, somebody crashed. You still want to check him out. So we're going through here. So one thing I like to do, I like to turn everything into a lesson here. So what I like to do is, like, I'm stuck right here, right? I'm like, I gotta wait. You know, there's all these vehicles, you know, I gotta wait. Nobody's behind me. Nobody's gonna hit me. So what I'm doing here is, right now, since I can't see who the last vehicle is because we have a line of sight issue right here, what I like to do is, okay, I'm gonna be turning this way. Okay, there's my path. Is there any dirt? Is there any dirt right here? Is there any, like, potholes? Is there any gravel? Is there anything in my way? You know, I'm looking at the road surface while I'm here so that when I go, I know for a fact where I'm supposed to go. So if I'm gonna have to sit there, I'm not gonna waste my time by just fiddling with my phone or just lollygagging, you know, picking my nose. I'm actually gonna look at the ground and then pick my nose. So then after that, what I'm doing is I'm counting when the last vehicle is. So if I see the last vehicle is gonna be this big semi with a trailer on it, okay, as soon as that semi with the trailer goes, I'm good. But I'm always also looking in between vehicles. So there's no one here, cool. And I'm always keeping an eye in between vehicles. Is there anything there? Because we also have the problem with path to travel with pedestrians. So I'm always just constantly scanning things. I'm planning my ride pretty well. And I see some bicyclists coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. And there's that person. So you have that line of sight problem, right? This whole time. Line of sight. Can't see nothing around this vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and get going. I don't know. I would have waited a little bit. And then boom, there's the person. So when you see something like this, you notice that there's no other vehicles coming at all. You don't need to go right behind this vehicle. As soon as this vehicle passes this moment right here, you don't need to be right there either. You can wait a little bit because there's no one coming. So just wait a little bit, and this is where a lot of the people get in accidents. It's usually within like a mile of their house because it's like, I'm almost home. I'm just going to go. I know this area. Nothing happens. Complacency kills me, you know, whatever. So what we need to be doing is still practice good habits. Don't go until we can see. Okay, so you see there's nothing here. You don't see anything here because the line of sight. Only go when you can see. And now we go. Now there's something there. And this guy got good traction on that front tire, did really good braking, just had too much traction, a little bit of weight transferred to the front, went up and over, and that's the problem that he's going to have. Now, take a quick look, though. This is a typical injury situation. So there's that ankle, but we always put our hands out like a natural response, right? It's a natural human body response. The body wants to break its arms before it crushes its chest. You're going to have fractures to the wrist, you know, fractures in the hands, possibly the dislocated shoulder, fractures to the radius ulna. Little stress fractures here and there. But if we're going at speed on a motorcycle, we're going to have a lot of road rash on this hand. We're going to hit the elbows all the way because we're traveling at speed. So we're not going to have elbow damage. So what do we have that will protect us from any of these situations? What do we have? We have motorcycle gloves. We have elbow pads. And it looks like he's about to hit his head. And if we were at speed, he would have. So what do we have there? A helmet. All right. Now rescue the rider if you had to. Riding around, having a good time. He's going to turn left right here. What's going to happen here? Whoa, uncommon thing. Woo. Now, it's not just cars doing some dumb stuff all the time, right? It's going to be motorcyclists doing some dumb stuff too. So, when it comes to this, the main thing that we need to be focusing on is what we can do. Okay, so if we can see these things ahead of time, it doesn't matter who does it. It could be a car, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a bird, it could be a plane, it could be Superman. It doesn't matter. We need to be able to get out of the way of that path of travel, and we need to see it ahead of time. So when we see this coming up, we're going over here, and we see, you can barely, come on, get out of the way. Get out of the way. You can barely see it because of the windshield, but if you know that there's side by side, there's a light and then a truck. So like the little headlight on a motorcycle and two truck lights. So why are they side by side when this is supposed to be a one-lane road? Doesn't make any sense. So somebody is lane filtering or somebody's trying to pass, and guess what? It's the motorcyclist. So thankfully we're able to navigate around that because they have a nice small little footprint on the road compared to that big truck. But as soon as you see something like that, you should be going to orange stage. Be like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stay in my lane for a little bit longer until this dum dum gets around and does what he needs to do, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it into my lane. So you can do that by rolling off the throttle. You don't have to apply the brakes. We're going 65 something, but you can roll off the throttle. Just kind of wait and anticipate. What are you gonna do? Are you kind of dumb? Am I giving you some room? Like, what do I? If you get that gut feeling of, I don't know, then maybe you should just slow it down a little bit and just wait for something to make an educated, basically, decision on where he should go. So, because that's pretty close. You know, everyone's saying GoPros make it look farther than it is, so that's pretty close, right? So he handled it really well. This motorcycle rider handled it very well. All right, so we're riding around. We're having a good time. Watch outside of the vehicle right there. It's going to probably get in your path of travel. Good job on the braking. Almost fell off it, basically. Nothing, blah, 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 cutting you off. Okay, getting a little upset. And we're going to move on with that. So here's the thing. Okay, we're riding around. Just take a quick look at the situation we have. Now, it's probably a stunt bike. You see how there's a lot of damage and everything. That has nothing to do with the type of rider. It just shows, that we use it as a tool. Very good. But here's the thing: we're focused when we get that skill set to do stunting. We don't really have that skill set to really do some situation awareness when we're riding. That's also me projecting a little bit. But here's the thing: we need to be focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's going to be paying attention to what we're supposed to be doing at this moment, not tomorrow, not in a few days, but we need to be paying attention here. So as soon as you see this vehicle pull out right here, and if you also notice, he is going pretty wide. So he was supposed to go in the first available lane. That's the easiest thing to do, but when we accelerated super hard, we started going a little bit out. So we went a little bit wide, and now we're straddling this line. And now we're going to try to either get here or get here. What are we trying to do here? So if the goal is just to get in the first available lane, be safe, go from point A to point B as safe as possible. We're not really accelerating this fast. This person's going to make a judgment call thinking that they can beat this vehicle, and we just kind of go boom real quick. So if we were going the flow of traffic, we were doing what we're supposed to be doing, this probably wouldn't be an issue. But if it is, he did a good job with the braking. Probably because he has amazing brakes for his bike. And so that's another thing, everybody, is that a stunt rider has a ton of brakes, if not the best brakes, just for the one that they have. You can see the stunt cage over on the bottom right here. So he's actually, investing a little bit into the performance of his bike. But here's the thing. You need to have progressive brake pressure. You need to have progressive brake pressure. That is going to be that nice, smooth squeeze of that front and rear brake. And it's going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 if you wanted to stop the whole way. But all we're trying to do is slow down in between here to buy ourselves some time, and if we had to, swerve. But the main thing here is paying attention to those sides of the vehicles and path of travel violations. That's a huge thing. So that's the moment he perceived. So there's that right hand. Or I'm sorry, that's the moment he reacted. So his perception is probably about right here. He's going to react right here by rolling off the throttle on the right hand and then reach for that front brake. And then that's the moment he starts squeezing. Now we have braking distance equals total stopping distance. This is not a lot. So what would you want to do beforehand? Maybe like about right here. Go ahead and get your fingers over that brake so you see how you reduce your reaction time. And just in case somebody decided to keep going, you're just going to go ahead and squeeze or maybe roll off the throttle, go into orange stage, and you're able to handle this a little bit better instead of waiting until the last second and then now squeezing. Real quick, I'd like to say thank you to CARDO for sponsoring this channel. I'm actually using their cool little headset thingy thing so I could talk to my kids on their CARDO Pack Talks. Make sure you guys grab yourself a CARDO Pack Talk. Bold, slim, free-com, whatever you want. With the link in the description, you're going to get a discount. Anyways, let's get back. All right, here we go. Woo! We're going to have some fun, baby. Exactly. It looks like an awesome place to ride. We're having a good time. Whoa, whoa. Oh, I'm worried about the chest, face.
Holy shit. I think I'm okay, Honio. Go ahead, bud. Me.
I would wait a little bit. I'd wait for my buddy.
Oh, that hurt.
Right. Yeah, I'd wait a little bit. Now, here's the thing. We're able And this here's the thing: smart rider principles, planning a ride can be translated to anything. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're off road right here. Smart rider situation awareness, fundamental skills, right? Acquire and utilize personal protective equipment, rescue another rider, teach a mentor. Hey, it's all the same thing. Then we got planning a ride, position for safety, locate hazards, adapt, navigate threats if you have to. So I see here that we might have target fixated on which way do I need to go, but now I'm staring at the tree. So target fixation is a good and bad thing. If you target fixate on your exit at all the time, like all times, I'm target fixated on my exits all the time. I'm like always looking for my exits. You're always going to go to your exits. But if you're always fixated on the wrong stuff, you're going to go towards that wrong stuff. So target fixation is not the problem. Your focal engagement, what you're focusing on, is what you really need to be paying attention to. So when we see this, we're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. He's looking where he needs to go. He's looking where he needs to go. He looks up. Maybe it's a 360. I don't know. We should be going this way, right? But when we go around this corner, it looks like we're supposed to go straight. It kind of confused us a little bit, maybe. Kind of confused us a little bit. So when we see this, maybe we hit a whoop right here, and it kind of screwed us up. But it looks like we kept looking at this until we hit it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it 5 seconds before. Let's see if I'm right. So take a look. He's doing well, and all of a sudden he kind of freezes. Kind of freezes there. Now he got clothesline. His bike is still going. Lots of trauma to that chest. So that's why a lot of dirt bikers and dual sport riders have that chest protection too. You want to protect that rib cage. Right here, you don't know if you're good yet.
That hurt.
He's breathing. That's good.
Shit.
He's conscious. He remembers.
I'm okay, Honio. Go ahead, bud.
He's going to stand up.
Me.
Sounds like he's going to be good. Still check him out a little bit. All right, side of the vehicles, don't rush. You can't see around. Now we can. Now we can go. Now we can't. Now we can go. Now we can't. It
Mirror probe.
doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a craziness here. You can't see anything. Everyone's just clustering. Everybody's trying to jockey for positions. When you do that, here's the thing. When cars, van, motos, scooters, whatever, are jockeying for position, who's going to win? Let's not even think of that. Let's say a little child. Let's say me. Let's say the mountain from Game of Thrones. We're all trying to get into the same doorway at the same time. Who's going to win? The kid. We always let kids go. But the thing is, the law of gross tonnage will say the bigger vehicle will win.
Mirror probe.
Right, so Grumpy Fox, here we go, right?
Slowly and
Line of sight issues, right?
you can see how they
Watch out when anybody peeks through. There it is. Ooh, so lucky people saw it last second. So lucky people saw it last second. Or the driver. Woo-wee. All right, so real quick, what we see right here is going to be a line of sight issue. It's pretty simple. When we're lane filtering, we can't see around these cars. Can't really do much around here. Now, this is not really like a true lane filtering between cars. We do have cars here, but we have this big open area right here, so we can still navigate a lot of this. Now, I know you're probably not supposed to be riding in here, and plus it looks pretty crappy on road surface. The big issue, though, is going to be anybody wanting to come out, right? It's typically going to be in the intersection part. I'm not too concerned about anybody coming out over here off the sidewalk and that wall. But if you start to see like sides of the building, that's a good chance that possible somebody can come out. Somebody can come out probably here and right here. And I think that's what happens on the left side. But the one thing you want to look out for is big gaps in between vehicles, especially enough for a vehicle to come through. That's going to be something you got to watch out for. So all these different factors, I'm starting to speak about all these crazy different factors. So what is it that you should be doing? You should be going into orange stage because there's so many different factors. And orange stage in this situation is just going nice and easy, not super slow, not very fast, not fast at all actually, but maybe 10 miles above the flow of traffic, 10 miles an hour above the flow of traffic. But you also have your right hand covering that brake. And you're also constantly scanning for threats and locating hazards and adapting to them or going to a red stage and navigating around them so that you don't hit anything. So progressive brake pressure, emergency braking is going to be your best bet in this situation. Maybe accelerate out of it. But he does an okay job. He stops right here, though. So there's that big gap that I was talking about. You got to watch out for. And then you start seeing a little turtlehead poking out. So here, if you're going slow enough, you could probably stop before even getting past this green truck. But if we don't see it ahead of time, we're in a bad spot. We're probably going to do this. And it's like, now we see it. Can you still stop in time? Oh, yeah, definitely. Should we be trying to protect our lane so that we can, make him stop? No. Law of gross tonnage is going to say he's going to win no matter what. So we're going to get up to here, and it's like, now we're like, oh, crap, now I'm going to do something. So he started to swerve a little bit, staring at the object. Should have just swerved and done it, move with a purpose. Thankfully, this Nissan driver stopped and was able to not hit him. But let's not get ourselves in this situation in the first place, okay?
Here's on one.
Yeah. I don't care if he's in the wrong. We need to be responsible for our own safety.
Another stupid mistake I see a lot of beginners making because they're not paying attention to it is their tires, and they're having ball tires, okay? You need traction, you need tread, you need everything in good working order. You need good PSI in the tires, the right PSI, the Goldilocks PSI. So here's the reason why, okay? So let's say ball tires, boom. If it rains, you have gravel, you have any type of substance that your tires need to utilize that tread to disperse it, and you have no tread, well, guess what? You lost traction, okay? Simple as that. You need tread on your tires. Look for the wear bars. Make sure that you're not getting close to them. If you are, replace those tires. Don't get down to the wires like I see a lot of people do. And I get it. It's expensive. Tires are expensive. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You only got 2 of them. You only got 2 of them. They're touching the ground. They're keeping you alive, okay? So the next thing is damage. So dry rot on the sides. You want to make sure you replace your tires. If you see dry rot or any cracks or anything like that, delamination of the tread, anything like that, okay? You also need to pay attention to if you have the right PSI in your tires, okay? So on the stem, where the VIN is, your VIN number, you're gonna see where it says front tire, rear tire, what PSI it's recommended. Now you're supposed to get tires that match that, okay? You're supposed to get tires that match the PSI on the bike, okay? If you wanna go out and buy tires and you don't care to match, and you get some random ass tires that can fit the rim, but not your bike, you might have issues, okay? Now you start playing around with some craziness. Just get tires that match the PSI that is recommended on the bike, and then just fill up the PSI that the bike recommends. How you doing, buddy? Don't go off the sidewall on where it says max PSI is like 20 something or 40, whatever it is, and just fill it straight to that. You fill it to the VIN, whatever it says on the VIN, where it says, 23 or 33 or whatever PSI for front tire, rear tire. That is what you want to fill it up to, all right?
Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live, so make sure you check that out. But if you want to check out some other things like this video right here or this video right here, please do so. It supports the channel. Click that like button, by the way. Check into class. Anyways, I'll be seeing you around.